to the Grand Prismatic Spring, which is one of the main attractions in Yellowstone National Park, along with Old Faithful. There were so many people, it was difficult to find a parking spot. We ended up parking far and walked to the trailhead. The scenery is beautiful. Later, we found out that this trail goes right next to the Grand Prismatic Spring. It is fascinating, and you get a real close look. But it is not the same angle that most people think of when they think of Yellowstone National Park. That trailhead is at a different location. If you do not have enough time, you may want to check it for that location ahead of time. But as I said, this trail was still nice. Especially the Yellowstone geyser crater. Shows a beautiful clear blue color. In the 1880s, hot water erupted between 50 and 300 feet. Then, around 1890, it stopped. But on September 14th, in 1985, it started erupting again and continued for 47 hours. It seems to be difficult to predict when this can happen. When we were there, if it started erupting, that would be pretty scary. Finally, we got to the Grand Prismatic Spring, but to be honest, without the entire picture, it's hard to see what's going on. The trail was fun with the Excelsior, Geyser, Opal Pool, and Turquoise Pool, but we still wanted to see a wider view. We gathered information from some people that were walking around, and we saw a crowd up on the hill. We realized that's where we wanted to go. It was too much for that day, so we decided to come back the next. Next day, we woke up earlier and headed south to get to the trailhead. After you pass the trail to Grand Prismatic Spring, you can see the parking space for the Fairy Falls Trail ahead. This seems to be the trail called Grand Prismatic Overlook Trail, but I don't think we were ever able to find a sign. Maybe written somewhere, but as long as you look for the sign that says Fairy Falls Trailhead, you won't be confused. On the way, we found a buffalo. He looked pretty cool and comfortable. Wow, that was something. We were glad to make the effort to see it from above. The entire view was just exhilarating. It was nice to see it directly. We wanted to stay longer, but the space up there is not that big, and people kept coming up. So to give space for others, we decided to go, but we got some gorgeous pictures. We tried to check out the Fairy Falls, but after some inquiries with passerbys, discovered that it would be several more miles, and we decided not to continue as it was getting too hot. On the way back to the parking lot, you can see hot springs along the trail. They're not big and impressive, but steam is still coming out, and they look pretty cool. The river appears to be nice and cold, but right next to it, you can see boiling springs. Two opposite conditions occurring right next to each other are a common sight in Yellowstone, a source of beauty and danger. When we come back to Yellowstone, we will definitely come back to the Grand Prismatic Spring.